Imagine if millions of children demanded clean air from mayors or young activists not buying cars. Or imagine working with Jane Goodall to mend people to do more. Well, that is already happening. My name is Koen Timmers. I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for 20 years in Belgium, and 4 years ago I decided to launch a new project. This new project, the Climate Action Project, connects students from across the world because that's what we can do with technology. We can unite teachers and students globally to do more than just memorizing definitions about climate change. No, what we really want is that they are able to find solutions and even take meaningful action and call on governments. Climate Action Project was launched in 2017, and by the first year we had like 200 different schools on different continents, and we were really happy to have yes, we have students from Canada and Australia and South Africa. But this year we had a lot more schools on board, and this year we are able to be happy with, yes, we have Seychelles and the Comoros, and we have Bhutan and smaller nations. Because we think that education is key. We want to change the students' behavior and society's mindset. And we are doing this with 10 million participants across 130 different countries. The project is launched in October for 6 weeks, and we put together a really nice program so that the students are able to do the work. They explore, they brainstorm, they share their findings and solutions, and they present those to students from across the world, just simply by creating a video and putting that at our website. But this allows students to learn in a very authentic way about what's happening in other continents. Because some students struggle due to the wildfires and the bushfires, or the floodings, or the hurricanes, and climate change is very different in very other nations. And this is what students learn, and they do more than that. They try to find solutions for it, because some students came up with solar suitcases, which were sent to African schools where they were able to give free power supply to those schools over there in refugee camps. We had students who 3D printed coral reefs or came up with solar-driven cars, vertical gardens, and their own bioplastic. That is what we want. That changes behavior. Those may be prototypes, but this is what we accomplish through bottom-up change. Students go to their homes, they try to talk with their parents and try to bring change at home as well. And then they go to school, the school leaders, and then they go to their communities and society and nation. And together we were able to bring national change in several countries. For this, we have been working with Jane Goodall, with the Dalai Lama, Kuminaido, and other organizations. We are an official partner of WWF International, but we are also working with NASA. This year, thanks to NASA, students will even be able to send their message and their solutions to Mars. How cool about that? Now, the great thing is that let's take a closer look at what children, the students, have been doing. Young students came up with prototypes with eco-friendly cars, but older students really made cool inventions like their own biogas plant, their own solar-driven cars. They went to prime ministers. They even came to school during 4 weeks of holidays. They recycled, they went on a march, and did so much more. Did you know you can create your own bioplastics from milk and vinegar? You can even do that at home during Corona lockdowns. This is something everybody is able to do. You can create your own Lego minifigure, and I really wonder what else they are going to create with their own bioplastics, which are biodegradable in only 2 weeks. But you can also create editable bubbles, water bubbles. You can eat. You can create salt water powered and driven cars which are driven by solar, but also air pressure, but also many different things. So much awesomeness you can do to make the world a bit more sustainable. This year, we came up with our own curriculum in 15 different languages, which gives the teachers and the students the right context, the right data and background, including lesson plans. We have a facilitator, a group of 160 facilitators, each of them guiding a group of 100 to 200 teachers on a personal scale in their own language. This year, we also will do Plant Ad for the second time. We launched it last year and it led to 1.2 million trees planted in 65 different countries. We will be doing In the Air. In the Air is a project in which we will be sending 100 microbit kits with sensors to different schools in other countries so that students are able to gather data about air pollution. They will be able to measure air quality themselves with lesson plans. All data will be gathered at one platform, and so we are able to create a great case. We will be able to show data to people about air quality. And we will conclude on November 5th, and everybody is able to join that one on Climate Action Day. That is how we call it. We will be doing a live interview with Jane Goodall, and we will have following confirmed speakers, which are Cecily Yip from WWF, Richard Davis from NASA, Sam Barrett from UNEP, Princess Esmeralda of Belgium, but also Sandrine Dixon de Clèves from the Club of Rome, and even a video from Sir David Attenborough. Isn't this cool that we are able to give our students great opportunities, that we are able to change their mindset? This is something they will never forget. It's hard to accomplish this with using textbooks and asking your students to memorize facts. They are really becoming the real change makers, and it allows us to target very important skills in true education, like creativity, empathy, how to bring empathy in a classroom. This is how you do it. We had students in Sierra Leone, 2 of them died because of the mud flows, because of climate change, but still they were able to capture their feelings in the video, which they shared with all of the other participants. That is how you bring empathy into a classroom. Critical thinking. Some students aged 16 read websites, blogs, they watch YouTube videos, and they believe everything they see. How to make sure that that will not happen. How to make sure that they are able to think critically. Problem solving and all those really important skills which will make the difference between AI, machine learning, and real human beings. This is what we need for future jobs, and so let's try to do this while we are doing meaningful ways and trying to make the planet a bit more sustainable. Thank you.